Hi, YouTubers out there in YouTube land. I'm Angela, and this is I Prep to Survive. Welcome. And I know I've been away for a little while. Told you I was inconsistent, but I was trying to work on that. I'm very thankful for you guys to still be my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Now, in my life so far, I've had several people to pass away, to transfer into what I call the next energy level. So that's what they did. It was my uncle. He was awesome. He was very upbeat, and he changed a lot of people's lives for the better. And we're gonna miss him, but I know we'll all reunite soon. So awesome. Also, is another friend of my husband and myself, and he also passed away. And he was a friend, but he treated us and other people he met just like family, and in fact he did call us family. So I'd also like to give a shout out to him. We'll also meet in the next energy level. Okay, so I like to talk to you first about pods and the pod protocols. Pod as in Papa, Oscar, Delta. Pod. What is a pod? Okay, thanks for asking. Well, a pod will be a place that will be set up by the Public Health Administration in your area if there's ever a biological concern. hmm So, what's a biological concern, Angela? Good question. So, a biological concern can be like the flu is breaking out, some strand that's really aggressive, and a lot of people haven't um, been feeling well, and it's been spreading, and they just don't want it to keep going and going. So what they will do is they will say, hey, come down and get a treatment for the flu or the measles or whatever it is. And so they'll give you treatment for it at different locations across your city or inside the company that you work at, because those have been referred to as closed pods because they don't want the workers to all flee trying to get medications for their family. Another situation where a pod could be available or activated for biological threats from terrorist attacks. Yeah, so like if some anthrax, smallpox, or something that's unknown to us has been spread about, they'll get worried, and they will then put out some information for people and tell them, hey, come on down to your local empty school gymnasium or to your local hospital parking lot, or let's see where else they'll do it, to some kind of warehouse location. So they just want to get a big space for a lot of people to be coming through. Now, what will you see when you're there? You will see people who have on brightly colored shirts with different labels on them, doing different functions within the pod, dispensing medicine, taking people's information of what they have allergies to, or do they have any um, pre-medical conditions. Children have to get different dosages because of their weight. Um, One person can represent an entire family, so it doesn't have to be the whole family come down to get medications. Um, and let's see, what else will they do? They'll have law enforcement there because they don't want somebody to break out and be like, yeah, give me all your medicine. So that ain't gonna work. And plus, they just don't want general chaos. So you'll see law enforcement there. Who else will you see? Oh, physicians. A physician will be on staff. It'll be one, two, or however many they have, and that's pretty much what you'll see. It'll be a line, mostly outside the building, where they get information as you come in. You take a piece of paper, you fill it out, and you go around this little place. You pick up some medicine, and you go back and give it to your family or yourself. Okay, so that raises some eyebrows because I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there who are very informed, and there's a lot of discussion about what they put in medications and injections. So a lot of YouTubers may be, oh no, when a pod activates, me and my family are not going there because that is a way for them to put something in your system. Well, in my opinion, I'm not saying those people are insane, but I'm saying that if there's ever something that's out there circulating and you're afraid for your family to get it, you may be one of the people who be like, well, I'm gonna take this chance. I don't want to die. Or you can wait it out. That's your choice too, because you don't have to go to these places when you get the information. That's totally up to you. Um, your choice. It's good to have choices. I just want you to know what a pod was, how the protocol works for it, and if you need more information, I'll try to put up a link to information where you can find more information at. And as always, if you'd like to become a volunteer or something like that, you can go to your local medical reserve corps, which you can sign up through the volunteer registry, and they will have you go to a lot of different training sessions for free where you can learn first aid and a whole bunch of different medical good pieces of medical information during a disaster, during an emergency. And if anything, even if you don't want to participate in these um, point of dispensing, I guess when they have it activated, if you don't want to participate, that's up to you too. You don't have to. You could just get the information and take it back to your family, friends, and community, and you'll be better prepared to know first aid at least. Okay, so I'll try to put that information in. I'm trying not to forget. Oh, another thing I wanted to discuss with you guys is preps and money. So, some comments on my page have been, well, you're a prepper, but I don't be seeing your preps. Yeah, and you probably won't because I'm not going to sit and show you um, my weapons, my supplies, and then somebody recognize me and know where I live and then be like, well, it's a free for all in her house because she has this, and that. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Mm-mm. But what I will do is I'll show you something sometimes, and mostly what I want to tell you as a prepper is prepping is mostly right here. It's not about spending a lot of this and cash, and then going out and buying stuff because you don't have to have a huge amount of supplies. What I recommend is these things for a prepper to do. So, number one, preppers. Be physically fit. I see some preppers who are into the prepping, but their physical outside would present a problem if they had to move um, from one location to the next. Meaning, you may have your bug out bag. You may not have the ability to drive somewhere. You may have to walk, and if you can't walk with how much your bug out bag weighs, versus how many miles you might have to go. Let's just say you have to travel 4 miles. Right now, be honest with yourself and say, if my rucksack or if my bug out bag is about 70 pounds and I got it on my back, can I take those 70 pounds in whatever climate you live in, whether it be hot or very cold, and can you see yourself walking 4 or 5 miles with that bug out bag on? Not don't lie and don't be like, if I had to I would. Well, okay, so but you just want to practice these things. Maybe practice the weight of your bug out bag on your back. Fill a book bag with something that's got the weight of your bug out bag supplies in it, and try and walk out in the extreme heat. Use precautions, people. Drink water, rest when you have to. Or in extreme cold and do the same thing. Drink water, rest when you have to. And just start to train yourself so that physically you can be up to the task of being a prepper. And that includes myself too. I know that physically I would have to lose a little more weight in order for my I don't want the extra weight that I carry, as well as the stuff that I'm gonna carry on my back, and I don't want all that to be a hassle. So if I drop 20 pounds, then I can add an extra 20 pounds, and. But if I got my current 20 pounds on me and then put on another 20 pounds, well, that's a burden for me. So, I mean, it's not about how thin you can become. It's about how durable you can become, and how much endurance you have when the SHTF happens, okay? The shiza hits the fan, right? Okay, so you just want to make sure that you are physically up for the task. So I would just suggest making changes in your eating habits, and also getting enough cardio in your life. You know, they say 30 minutes, with the Heart Association says, I think 30 minutes of activity where you're walking or maybe running, and that can help your heart activity, as well as it can help keep some unwanted weight off of you, so that you can be lighter enough to move. So, also, N95 masks. I would say stock up on some N95 masks. First aid supplies. A moderate 2 week food storage. And why I say 2 weeks, because more than likely, and I'll get into this on another video, if you need to bug inside your home, which means bunker down, not go anywhere for maybe a few weeks, 2 weeks is, after 2 weeks, if you still have to do this where you can't move outside your home and anything, oh my goodness, you're in such trouble. What's going on? Because a 2 week stay inside your home means something is really wrong. You gotta get out, in my opinion. Because if you think that whoever they are gonna let you remain in your home using your nice supplies and farming your farmland without them having permission to take it from you, well, you're seriously mistaken. Also have about 2 weeks supply of water. When I say 2 weeks of water and food, I do mean for each person in your home. Each person in your home. Bug out bags with the supplies in it that you think you'll need for on the road. A bug out location. So do you know, and the people in your home know where to go when everything hits the fan? Have a location. Um, Now, as far as weapons, I always say weapons of choice. I'm not going to give you a specific weapon. It could be, but I would say have a variety, because, guns are great, but you run out of bullets. Your ammunition makes your weapon work, right? So if you can have unlimited weapons and then only have so much ammunition. So then think of alternative ways to use things as weapons. And don't just weapon down, because I don't know if you have weapons in different locations other than your primary location, because that's not great either. Okay, but like I said, I'll get into those things more later. About saving money on your preps. I do think that people should be careful on YouTube about showing every preparation item that they have, about showing their location or indicating anything toward their location of where they keep these preps. People are not the best all the time, so just be careful. I heard that Dimcat, um, he's another YouTuber who talks about prepping, and I heard his stuff was broken into, and I'm sorry that happened to him. But also, this is a lesson for other people. Try not to show too much. Try not to tell your location, and always try to be safe. Um, there's a guy that you should visit his channel. His name is ELLIOT HULSE, and ELLIOT, he's like a philosopher, and he's also like a trainer, for working out and stuff. And he seems to be really insightful. I get a lot of information from him. You want to make sure that your mind is all intact for this. Um, if we're preparing for the worst, whether it be natural disaster or total anarchy, you want to prepare your mind. So the more you can mold that and become the person you want to be, the closer you are to keeping your sanity when all else fails around you, okay? And so he's like a very good philosopher. Um, and let's see, he has this one video that says you can't escape the matrix, meaning if you have a job, you're basically always going to be, if you earn income, you're basic and pay taxes, you're always going to be in the matrix system, because that's how the matrix works. If you work, the matrix works. So rather than trying to escape by monetary means, maybe trying to escape from living off the grid, because you're never off the grid, trust me, trust me. You're just out of civilization. You may be off normal people's radars, but you won't be off that grid. But it's good that that's a movement and people try, okay? But I think that if you can escape the matrix in your mind by knowing that the matrix exists, what the matrix is, then I think you're closer to understanding life, how it works, and your place in it, and it helps you as a prepper to prepare your mind as well. So I'll put up his um, information so you could just check him out. A place for weapons for those people, those preppers out there who don't have a lot of cash, wholesalehunters.com, and I'll put that link up too. It is an awesome place for getting a variety of weaponry, and it's not that much money. I mean, you could probably save up for 2 months and at least get one of the weapons. I mean, you don't need. I see these people and they have like a storage room of weapons. You know, it becomes an obsession after a while. Always prepare your mind, because that's the one weapon that hopefully they'll never be able to take from you, whoever they are. Okay, so always prepare your mind. Learn social skills for disaster situations. Because I watch Naked and Afraid. I don't know if you guys are fans of that show, but it's an awesome show where they put these naked people out in the wilderness and have them survive for 21 to 40 days, I think, because there's one that's Naked and Afraid XL for 40 days. And you got to be out there naked, and you got to hunt your own food, get your own water supply, and you're naked. You know, probably make you some clothes out of some leaves or something like that. But the biggest challenge I see that those people have are socially getting along with each other, because everybody has different attitudes and come from different environments. And that's how it's going to be when Shiza hits the fan, because a lot of people have not intermingled as much, and with the invention of the internet, a lot of people can just intermingle by typing correspondence to one another rather than speaking with each other and getting along with each other for an extended period, especially under distress. So make sure that you know how you handle stress. If you don't handle stress already as it is, then you need to work on that, because that could mean the difference between you surviving or not. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, finding other preppers. That's essential for you to hone your own skills and to share things that you know. Okay, so if you don't know any preppers in your neighborhood, maybe you can make a prepper. You know how they have book clubs, right? So you can start your own prepper club, and you guys could come together. I don't know, once a month, and then talk about things that you discovered. Go to places and get new skills. Acquire different knowledge that helps you guys succeed, and it could be a community thing. If not, if you want to find preppers near you that you can hook up with, I think there's a website called meetup.com. Meet, MEET, up.com, and that is a website where you can actually put in some of your information and find people in your area who have the same interest in you. And yes, they have survivalists on there, or you can put in prepper, you can put in like emergency or disaster knowledge or something like that, some kind of keyword like that, and people will pop up within 25 miles or more of your area that you can go to these meetings or find out stuff with other people who think just like you do. So I hope that I've been helpful so far. Wrapping this up, I'd love to see you again in the near future. I'm Angela, and I prep to survive. I survive to live. Think about that.